All right, welcome to the episode 3 of the Easy Project. Myself, ZBT, and my boy Eddie Pettyborn. Got a good guest. Got Gretel Bueta. Is that right? Gretel Bueta.
Nailed it.
Man, famously known for netball great. Played for Australia. We're just here. Welcome to the Easy Project. We're like me and Eddie always say, it's always an easy chat here. Like to make sure that you're comfortable in our surroundings. But yeah, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Got a beautiful little bubba there. Can't see a little bubba on the camera, but yeah.
You might hear
Thanks for coming in. And,
Thanks for having me.
How you
being
been?
with us.
Yeah, good. Really good. It's a bit wild at home, adding a third baby in the mix, but the boys are obsessed with her, and it's good to have some female energy around the house.
Oh, so you got 2 boys?
Yeah, I've got 2 boys.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You got 3
Well, I've
girls?
only got 3 girls, and I always say it on this podcast, wish we had a boy. No.
Go on, try another one.
Try
mate.
another one. If you're out there, wifey, you're listening. Nikki.
We're on.
We've got 6 girls that live 2 doors down. They had, 6
way.
girls.
6 girls.
Yeah.
No way.
wow.
Yeah, so
My little
might
brother.
go 7th.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Look, we're just always going to start off our podcast. Now, give us a rundown of your childhood and your upbringing.
Yeah, so I actually grew up similar to Lacey. So I had 2 older brothers, and we were all really sporty. I was like 4 or 5 years younger than them, so they were literally like my idols. Wanted to do everything they did. They grew up playing basketball, so that's what I grew up playing. And yeah, it's been a wild ride. I think being so tall at school, I loved sport, so that was when I felt most confident, and I hated standing out, and I was pretty shy. But then when I got on like the athletics field or in the swimming pool, that's when I came alive. But I probably from around year 9 onwards, I did a lot of basketball. So I played like 3 junior world championships for basketball.
wow.
Went to Thailand and south of France and Chile for those 3 while still at school, and then I moved to the AIS for basketball and lived down there for year 12. And then moved back to the Gold Coast, played WNBL, and almost went to college, but I didn't want to move away from home for 4 years.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I look at college basketball now though, and it's
Huge.
unreal. Yeah, I'd have loved to play in that league now, but I told Mum she looked after us too well. I didn't want to
True.
didn't want to move away after being in Canberra. So I just did full-time uni and kind of stopped playing basketball because I just lost the passion for it. And then that's how I kind of fell into netball at 18. So different journey, but I went to HTNA trials just to play socially when I was 18, back with my school friend to get into sport again. And I got a call from the state league coach saying, were you at netball trials? Why are you playing netball? I thought you were a basketballer. So then they said, their goal shooter got pregnant, can I shoot to fill in? And I said, I'll give it a go. I can shoot in basketball, but there's no backboard in netball. And then, just went from there. I was awful to start with. I got 13 air balls and stepped all the time. And then, then I kind of slowly progressed and learn all the skills needed. And I gave myself a year. So I think I was 19 at the time, and I was like, I'll give myself a year of trying to really get good at this game that I really enjoyed playing and I loved. And after that year I went to under 21 netball nationals and got the call from the Swifts coach after that. So I got my break, went to Sydney for my first netball contract and lived with my brother. He was playing for the Swans at the time.
So your brothers are pretty notable, eh?
We're all pretty sporty, but they played a fair few AFL games in their time. And then, we moved back to Queensland, got a gig with the Queensland Firebirds, and 8 years later, now I've got 3 kids and we're on the Gold Coast.
Oh, awesome.
That's mad.
Yeah, that is mad. Like when you look at that, obviously that journey, like with basketball, and then switching over to netball, like was that really a tough decision? Was that a tough decision to make, to realize that, like, okay, sweet, basketball is maybe not it, netball, have a crack at it, see where it takes me.
Yeah.
And then, you fast forward now, it's like you're an elite, But like, what was that like there, making that tough decision?
Yeah, I think at the time, I just wasn't enjoying it. I remember driving up to training, and Mum and Dad would always be like, just do what makes you happy, because if you love it, you'll be good at it, because you'll want to train and do all those things that you need to do. So, I look back now and I laugh about it, because I was like, if more from my parents' perspective, because I was like, you put so much effort and time into driving me to training, and I did all this junior world championships, and I was known for a basketballer and coming through the ranks and things like that. And but I just knew I was so headstrong. I think I just was like, sorry.
No, that's all right.
Probably going to be similar, but I was just like, no, it's not what I want to do. I want to stop, and that was it. Like, I didn't think too much about it. I just knew that it wasn't right for me. But I do look back at that time and laugh, being like, whoa, like, were you guys freaking out that I was stopping? Because you didn't show it. But if I was a parent and my daughter put so much time into something and then just wanted to stop it at like a really pivotal age where I had a professional contract and was earning money, I would have been like, what are you doing? My brother was like, what are you doing, Gretel? Like, saying no to college and stopping basketball. What are you doing? And I was like, I literally just wanted to go be a full-time uni student, and I think I got a job at Sumo Salad, and I just wanted a normal life.
Sumo Salad.
Yeah.
Oh, good times.
The changes, the transition. So you go to like you're in a transition phase, and you go to like netball, then you're like you said it, like it wasn't easy at the start. Like how did you make it to get good at it,
Yeah.
What were the things that you had to do? I
think I just set little goals. So I had to get good at so many things. I was, like I said, not good at all, but I did love it. So, and I think I did get opportunities as well where I made an under 21 Queensland team when I was just fresh into the sport. I'd only been playing 3 months, and I remember being really nervous at the trials, and I was like, I really want to make this team. And I had really amazing teammates who I like Steph Wood, who I played with in the Diamonds like all these years later, and she was in my team. And then Amelia Ann Ecanazio was in my team too, and she's now the Silver Ferns captain. So to play alongside those girls really early on in my netball journey was amazing, because I learnt so much from them, and they were very patient with me. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
But I also saw the standard that I had to be at, and I think one thing my parents always told me is like growing up, they would always be like, don't shy away from a challenge, or don't shy away from playing the best, because that if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best.
100%,
and I'd always be really excited to play the best in netball, even though we'd always get we'd always get smoked, or I'd always get exposed as a player. But I just wanted to challenge myself, and I think that mindset really helped me, especially going from being really good at a sport, I suppose, and playing in a professional league, and in basketball, and stopping and starting from scratch in a new sport. It was a big challenge, but one that I loved.
Yeah. Little Bubba. It's the first time we've had a little Bubba on the show.
Sorry.
Man. No, that's right. Hey, this is good.
It's all good. It's just, it's authentic.
Yeah, authentic. We'll take anyone. Let's go. Look at it. Here we go. Here we go.
Baby first, mate. Baby first.
100.
Obviously, you had an incredible journey in the netball game. Would you say you're a late bloomer to netball? Because obviously a lot of kids start at an early age of playing netball. 19 was probably the time where, was it 19 that you obviously started playing?
Yeah.
When did you fall in love with the sport? When did you know, oh, this is what I want to do, this is where it's at?
Yeah, I've always admired it. So when I was playing basketball, you'd watch like the ANZ champs on TV and being like, they're such athletes and it's such an awesome professional league. And I'd always had huge respect for the players. And I did play a little bit at school, like in grade 1 and 2, and my mum played, and I still remember going and watching her. So I always loved the sport and was around it enough. But yeah, coming back to it, I was definitely a late bloomer. I think there was a little bit of chat like, oh, this basketball has come to netball, and I remember a few articles going up before the national championships, and I'm being so nervous to go there. Like, oh, there's people expect me to be good at this sport, but I'm not. And I remember just doing like things that netballers don't do, like. Oh, I cringe now, but like I'd completely airball, but I'd get my own rebound. And like, you're not allowed to do that. Like that's called replay ball. And I'd jump and I'd land and I wouldn't know what foot I landed on, and I'd be looking at my teammates and they'd be telling me which foot to pick up so I don't step and just things like that. But it was.
So when you look back then, where would you think the game of basketball was, like, especially for the females back then, in comparison to netball? Like, was a more appealing netball to you back then? Like, because it's I feel like netball back in the day, especially for the females, it was massive.
Huge, eh?
Maybe that was that a bit of the driving force to have a crack in netball too?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I saw it as like one of the best leagues in the world was here in Australia, and that was really appealing.
Yeah.
And I think netball still got that. The best league in the world is here in Australia, and it was on free to air at that stage too, so it was really accessible to watch. And I think that was huge appeal, and just the way they carried themselves as professional athletes. And now I remember looking up to Laura Geitz, and now she's one of my really good mates.
Yeah.
But just being in awe of her as an athlete, I think.
Well, that's amazing, because obviously with your journey and what you've been going through at the moment, having kids and what you're doing.
I might have to go feed her.
Sorry.
We'll pause it.
Oh yeah, so the transition within like netball to basketball, but like we were talking about, like, you know, obviously back then I felt like netball was big, and you said something about like having the best like league in the world.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, obviously when you started like making a name for yourself and playing professionally netball, like, what was the pressures like of being a netballer compared to being a basketballer? Like, you know, because you had some sort of taste of WNBL, compared to, you know, being a professional netballer. What was the difference between both?
Yeah, I think with netball we had to do a lot of media, which put me out of my comfort zone at the start, but it just comes with it, doesn't it? Like being a professional athlete, doing all the media. But it was good. It was good training. And I think, especially when I moved to Queensland Firebirds, the city of Brisbane really embraced the team, and we had a lot of success. As soon as I moved there, it was like, I think, we played, we won back-to-back grand finals. So it was like, the city just really embraced the team, which was unreal. Like you'd be doing a lot of media and start to get recognised in the city and things like that, which was wild to me. Yeah.
How good is it, like, saying that, like, when you look back on your career and you know, oh man, we won it back to back. You know, it just has a mad like saying to it. Like, I did that. You know, do you ever like pinch yourself thinking, man, like, you know, I've achieved so much within netball?
Yeah, I think because we lost the World Cup to New Zealand by a point in 2019. I know.
Was Maria playing?
Yeah, she was. Maria.
Come on.
She was unstoppable too. She was unreal. I remember seeing her in the hallway afterwards, and I was so emotional that we lost, and she was like consoling me, and I was like, "Oh, go and celebrate!" Like, she's just the most beautiful human. She's awesome. So, anyway, I remember after losing that, and then we got married, and COVID hit, and then I had my first son, Bobby, and so I still had that like burning desire to win a major tournament. So after winning Games 3 years later in 2022, and having Bobby there and the whole family over in England, that was like, I think that's when it kind of sunk in, like, I've achieved like what I really, really wanted to, which was pretty cool.
What is the pinnacle trophy like in netball? Like, you've got your Games. Was Olympics a squad? Was there Olympics?
There's a World Cup. That's
World
probably
Cup.
the most.
So that's the most.
Yeah,
But then when you have
prestigious.
World Cup, then you have the Games.
Yes.
Is that the next best?
Yeah.
True.
They're probably like the two major events, and then, then it's just probably winning a championship or a super netball championship.
I
remember when that happened, and I was so young. I think I was 21. 10 years ago now, and my mum being like, "Gretel, this isn't like normal. Like, this doesn't happen. This probably won't happen again." And I was like, "Oh, whatever, Mum." Like, And then she was so right. She's so right. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, getting recognised in Australia. How'd you like go with that? With obviously the media all over you and that. How was that?
Oh,
as a day-to-day life.
Oh, it was nothing compared to like celebrities or anything. I felt like it was so little, but it was really cool when you say you were at the shops and a little girl comes up to you asking for you to sign something. That was really special because that was me back in the day. Like, I remember and like you were saying before, how women's sport's grown so much. I grew up with two brothers, and I remember like the realization, because they wanted to go to the NBA, and I was like, me too. And then realizing, like, girls don't play in the NBA. Like, what am I going to do? Or just little things. And then I'd get on YouTube and I'd search, like, I was looking at college basketball, and I remember discovering Candace Parker, and she was like my idol. She dunked in a college basketball game, and I was like, just spent all my time on YouTube watching clips of her, because that was the only way I could see like a female athlete. And now female athletes like everywhere and really embraced, and there's a real pathway, and there's so many different sports too that you can make it in. So it's really cool. It's exciting.
We talk about the rugby league, and the women's game is just growing rapidly. A lot of women are out there just, doing, like, making a name for themselves, there's a social presence, and then now they've got the chance of being an elite athlete within a rugby league realm. Really same with your netball and your basketball and that. Social media does play a big part in like how these athletes grow too. Tell us about like your experiences with it, like
sacrifices.
Is a past your time like with the social media, or were you in the heat of it, like when you started coming through with netball?
I think my teammates, they came and stayed with me this weekend actually, and we were just talking about like social media and things like that, and even like because we're like, netball, like we need to keep working hard to be still the number one played women's sport, because there's so much competition now, and we're saying how like the pay for women's sport has increased, and we're saying how Caitlin Clark over in America, she's like on the same kind of salary as what the netballers are, but she got a $22 million Nike deal. And it's like, that's where it's at for especially women sport. And when I was coming through, like very grateful, had a really good manager, the same one as Laura Geitz. So I kind of piggybacked onto her her success, and she really helped me in that space, and had an amazing management team. So very, very grateful for that, because that helps your income as well as like getting your sponsors. I'm still with Nissan and Nike for a little bit longer, but they really stuck by me while I had children and came back to the sport as well. And I think it makes a huge difference, especially,
How do you balance life, obviously, with kids and playing sport?
True.
Yeah, I think I got a really supportive husband.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and
Shout out.
grew up playing rugby, so he gets it. He kind of gets the professional
Was you
space.
rugby league or rugby
union?
background?
Yeah, came from New Zealand, so
Yeah, we'll let him have
No, we don't have a New Zealand background.
yeah. Yeah, so
All Blacks. Day.
yeah, loved the All
Yeah.
Blacks. Still does. We fight over what jerseys we buy Bobby, whether it's Wallabies or All Blacks. So. But yeah, I think it was really embraced by netball too. Like we look back, and it was during COVID, so it was even more hectic. But they pay for your husband and your baby to come on tour.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and
So good.
when we had to, same with Firebirds, so playing domestic league, they pay for a carer and your baby for the first 2 years of your baby's life to come with you to all the games. So it's really well embraced. And I just had my best friend, she was just studying uni at the time, Peyton. She came and she looked after Bobby from 4 weeks onwards. So I was allowed I could bring him to the courts with me and just sit him on the court beside us. And she was just looking after him while I was training. So, and I can't speak more highly of how the experience was. It was really well embraced, and a lot more girls are doing it now, and seeing that it can be done. Because I didn't want to, that's the hardest thing about being a female athlete. I didn't want to wait till after my career to have children. 100%. I wanted to have children. It's kind of like your peak childbearing years is also your peak athletic years. So juggling all that, but it was really well embraced, and it was such an awesome experience.
Going on with the female sport, obviously it's such a big thing at the moment with females playing, a lot of them being athletes. Obviously there's a lot of pressure on females these days. What kind of advice or experiences that you can obviously share?
Yeah, I think I was speaking to Gatsy about this the other day, because her son's just starting school, and we're like, school sport has gone to a whole nother level these days, and it's really exciting. It's a really good thing. Lots of people are getting in, like lots of netballers becoming head of netball in schools now, and there's a lot more opportunity, and coaches, there's more coaches being outsourced rather than just a teacher picking up a sport and having to do it. And it's really, really exciting. And then it makes it, I understand it from a parent's perspective, you drop them at school and they do their sport and their school in the one place, which is handy. Whereas when I was growing up, it was more like you go to school, but then your mum drives you to club practice. So it's all kind of happening at the one place through school now, and it's really, really exciting, but also it's pretty full on for kids. Like these 11-year-olds are getting pretty much treated like professional athletes, and it's like
it's crazy.
This is so intense.
I do have a daughter that plays netball, and I was talking to you about it before, about like how she was part of that HCNA setup for the under 12s, and like I see it. So like, and I'm just there, just going, damn, is netball this serious? So like for me, it's a bit of both. The parents, the coaches, and I'm just thinking, Jesus, man, are we getting too serious with our kids?
Yeah.
But I guess it's just part of society. I think everything's evolving. And I do have those mad chats with my daughter saying, if you want to be good, you're gonna have to put in the hard work and go around, be around good players, and go get the extra training off these coaches that are doing like side hustle clinics and they have good backgrounds in netball, so, but it's out there. Like I feel like it's a sport that is going to be very popular with young people, And like you say, it's probably the number one sport for females in Australia. But then, like, at the same time, it's just like, it's such a tough, like, if you want to get into the rep system with young kids, it's so tough because there's so many people doing it.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at with my daughter. So she does go to a good high school, but like, and she's humming and hawing about like if she's going to be in that netball sort of thing. But just let her grow at her own pace. But yeah, you're right. Like, I feel like it's easier for like professional athletes to go work in schools and start their transition like that and get and be netball coaches or rugby league coaches. I was the same too. I showed out rugby league when I worked at a high school up the road called Marsden State High School, and that's how I sort of like transitioned just a little bit, but I knew it wasn't for me.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
With this podcast, like obviously we talk about transitions. There's always transitions to everything, obviously from basketball to netball, netball, to obviously being a parent as well. Yeah. Have you found transition easy for you, or has it been difficult, obviously not playing the game as much as you were playing before, to obviously being a parent and doing what you have to do?
Yeah. No, I think the part I miss the most is the social aspect. Like
camaraderie.
Yeah, and going to training and seeing your mates and having a chat. It's like scheduled like catch ups with your mates that you don't think about.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm lucky I'm still in contact with a fair few of the girls and get my social fix out of the way. But I think the transition to motherhood, because it's just been so busy, I think you're just like, oh, I actually had so much time back then to focus on me. And I almost played better netball when I wasn't so focused on myself. Like I came back better after a child, because I think just getting myself to practice was like, you don't even think about it. 100%. And then you get there and you train really hard and then you don't think about it again.
I think that is so true. Like I can definitely vouch for that. You just think too much. When you don't have, like, when you come home to like to the wifey and you're trying to get your mind off things, but you talk to your wife about it. But then when you're kids, it's like, that takes your mind off it. I feel like that's where you play your best.
100%.
100%.
Definitely.
And obviously with motherhood and what you're doing at the moment, you're ambassador of Talent Locker.
Yep.
How's that been? Like, what do you see in Talent Locker?
Yeah, and I'm really excited about it, and I speak to a lot of my netball teammates, and they're like, "This is what netball needs." Yes. So when I saw Talent Locker and spoke to Bryce, I was like, "This is so valuable for netballers, because it's played all around the world, and this is the one app that connects everyone. So and you can get opportunities through it, which is huge. Like, in the netball space, it's always like you just get a random, I suppose, phone call. Your phone rings one day and there's your opportunity. Yeah, whereas like through Talent Locker, even if you don't want to play professionally, if you just want to move to England and do the 2-year visa and play socially over there, you can use Talent Locker to get you into a team over there. Or there's quite a few girls. There's one girl from Dubai moving over to Brisbane, and she's now with the Brisbane State League team because she wants to play professionally. And I'm even speaking to Erin Berger, an old teammate. She runs netball clinics over in South Africa, and like for South African players to get on the app and be seen and post their highlights, and then maybe get opportunities in the big leagues over here or in England. I think it's just really, really exciting, and there's so much opportunity through the app. So I love it. I love working with them.
That's awesome. It's almost like I don't want to say this, but it's almost like taking the manager out of it. Is that right? Oh, a little bit. But then, like, it's a bit of a like, it's a one-stop shop. It can work in your favor as a manager, but at the same time, putting yourself out there with your highlights reel and what you've done and your resume, and then like you've got coaches, managers, and other sporting leagues looking, oh no, this person's on Talent Locker. Let's try and get in contact and see what she's up to.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing such a great job. Obviously with Brycey and the boys that are working hard in the background. I think they're doing such a good thing, giving opportunities not just for your elites, but for your average Joe Blow that just wants to put their resume out there, because you just never know who you meet. Eh?
Yeah.
And
Definitely, yeah.
like obviously with rugby league, we always talk about this in our podcast, where we'll have all the major sponsors come to this place where we get to network with all of them. But then us players will be like, nah, we'll just go sit in the corner and obviously just chill with the boys. But like, I think it's an opportunity for for athletes to go out there and network, because you just never know who you'll meet.
For sure, yeah.
So it's such a good thing what Talent Lock are doing at the moment.
It is
amazing.
So let's get to the mad question that we were wondering. So what is it? What's life like? Are you looking at
continuing?
Or what? I don't want to put you on pressure or walking away. Hey, remember what I said to you? Hey, you're in your prime in your 30s.
I'll never say never. I honestly love the sport, I think.
That's it.
Yeah, but it'll be a bit of a circus bringing my 3 kids along to practice.
Well, I feel as though that's like that's also part of the fulfillment as well.
Bringing your kids.
Bringing your kids. I remember when the kids, they probably get sick of it, but bringing the kids to watch you play,
the best.
It's the best. And you're going to be a mentor. You're going to be everything to your little ones. It'd be good to watch their mum go out there and still play at an elite level. I reckon that's cool.
Yeah.
So I reckon.
So what is it?
You're still
What
playing.
is it? What is it? You got to tell us. Next episode.
Get Maria to come out of. Is she retired?
Yeah, that's my
Is she retired?
Yeah,
she's
retired. She's still got it.
She's still got it.
Yeah,
she's got to come back. If she does, I will.
I reckon it'll be a Tasman thing, again. Yeah. Australia versus New Zealand again.
We'll be in the Masters by then.
Very, very exciting. We're grateful to having you here, sharing your story with us.
And bringing Lacey along too.
Bringing Lacey in.
We're so grateful for that.
All right, she made it. She made it in the easy chat.
Yeah.
But we're very grateful for you. We're excited, for what you're going to bring for us and for everyone that's watching.
Yeah, and try and use this. What are you doing at the moment? Is it just family? You moved down to you're moving down. Is that right? And then are you doing anything to help with the community on Gold Coast with nurturing young kids or getting involved with clubs, or what does that look like for you? You're just still deciding?
Yeah. Who knows at the moment? I do. I love working in the netball space and Hinterland Netball HDNA. I'm going to their 30th anniversary, so the club's been going for 30 years coming up, so that'll be good. And we're running a talent lock clinic on the same day, so
I'll make sure my daughter's there.
Yeah, with Katla too, and possibly Maria, so it'll be good fun. But I just love getting out in the community and getting amongst it.
Key message,
give us a key message. We usually do key messages at the end of our podcast. No pressure. What's a key message to young netballers out there?
They're looking to pursue
the career. Because you were a late bloomer, remember?
Yeah, true. Yeah. Don't worry too much about taking it too seriously until later on, and you know what you want. Because I didn't until I was about 18 or 19. But so it's okay to not know. But as long as you're enjoying it and you love it, you'll be good at it because you'll want to give it everything. So
come on, boom.
That's the key message.
That's the key message. You got to love it. Yeah, we'll close it out. Thank you again. Like I said, like we talked about, Talent Locker is our major sponsor now. Thank you. Thank you, Talent Locker. And that's what most of our podcasts are going to be like. So we're going to get people that are representing Talent Locker, that are on Talent Locker, to come in and just, try and share their story and their wisdom about, their journey. Sweet.
Awesome.
That's us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gretel.